Welcome to my channel. Subscribe, listen and enjoy my stories every day. The sun was dipping below the horizon when I decided to tackle the long overdue task of cleaning out the closet in our bedroom. As the quiet of the evening settled around me, I sifted through layers of forgotten clothes and dusty boxes. My intent was simple: declutter and perhaps breathe a little fresh air into our cramped living space. As I dug deeper into the closet's recesses, my hand brushed against a leather case tucked away in the farthest corner. Curiosity piqued, I pulled it out, the contents shifting with a soft clink. The case was unexpectedly heavy, and my heart quickened as I flicked open the clasps. Inside, an array of objects lay neatly arranged: bandages, whips, and various adult toys. I blinked, taken aback. What? Why? The words slipped out in a whisper. My mind raced. Was Anna, my wife of 5 years, planning a surprise? Or was there a different explanation, something hidden beneath the surface of our seemingly transparent relationship? For a long moment, I just sat there on the floor, surrounded by the everyday and the unexpected. Then, determination settled in. I decided to wait, to observe, hoping Anna might unveil her secret in her own time. A month slipped by with no mention or hint from Anna about the mysterious collection. Our routine remained unchanged: breakfast together, a kiss goodbye, and the usual "see you tonight," as she left for her job at the photo studio. Yet, the image of the leather case haunted me, an unspoken presence between us. One crisp morning, driven by a mix of suspicion and the need for answers, I made my way to Anna's workplace. The familiar buzz of the city accompanied me as I navigated through bustling streets to the small, artsy building housing the studio. "I'm here to see Anna Moore," I told the receptionist, a young woman with bright red hair and a puzzled look. "I'm sorry, but there's no Anna Moore working here," she replied, her voice tinged with confusion. A cold wave of shock washed over me. "But she's worked here for years," I insisted, my voice firmer than I felt. The receptionist shook her head, sympathy creeping into her eyes. "I've been here for 3 years, and I've never heard of her. You might want to check somewhere else." Stunned, I stepped outside, the door closing softly behind me. Anna had lied. But why? Where was she spending her days? Compelled by a mixture of fear and anger, I decided to follow her the next morning. Concealing myself behind the morning throng, I trailed her from our apartment to a nondescript building in a part of the city I rarely visited. The sign above the door read, "Private Lounge." Hours later, Anna emerged, her demeanor changed, her face flushed with a glow I hadn't seen in a long time. The door swung open again as she left, revealing glimpses of dim lighting and leather-bound figures. The truth hit me like a physical blow: Anna was involved in BDSM sessions. And from the snippets of overheard conversations and furtive exchanges, it was clear she was more intimate with her clients than I could have imagined. I felt defeated, my heart a messy jumble of betrayal and hurt. My thoughts turned dark, revenge whispering in my ear like an old friend. As I stood there, watching her disappear down the street, a plan began to form, cold and sharp. I would not let this deception stand. I would have my revenge and ensure that Anna's double life would crumble around her. The morning after my grim discovery, I wake early, restless with a mission rooted in betrayal and vengeance. The city is quiet, but my mind roars with the echoes of what I've learned. Today, I decide, will be a day for gathering allies and information. My first stop is a quaint coffee shop where I'm meeting Marcus, an old friend from college who now works as a private investigator. He's the kind who thrives in the shadows, understanding more about the underbelly of the city than most would dare to admit. As I enter, Marcus is already there, his presence almost blending into the dim corner he's chosen. His eyes light up with both concern and curiosity as I approach. "Jake," he greets, his voice low and steady. "You look like hell. What's up?" I slide into the seat opposite him, my mind racing through how to start. After ordering a strong black coffee, I dive in. I found something disturbing. Anna, she's not who I thought she was. Marcus listens intently, his expression unreadable, as I recount the previous day's revelations. His fingers tap a silent rhythm on the table, calculating. So, you want to know everything? Who she sees, what she does, he asks, his tone devoid of judgment. Yes, I confirm, my jaw set. I need to know how deep this goes before I decide my next steps. Marcus nods, scribbling something in his notebook. I'll start digging. Give me a few days. I'll get you everything you need to know. Grateful, I clasp his hand in a firm shake. Thanks, Marcus. I knew I could count on you. Leaving the coffee shop, I head towards my next destination, the photo studio where Anna claimed to work. Along the way, I call Liz, the receptionist who had unwittingly revealed Anna's lie. She agrees to meet me during her lunch break. We convene in a small park near the studio, the autumn leaves painting a colorful backdrop. Liz is visibly nervous, her eyes darting around as if expecting someone to jump out at any moment. Jake, I don't know how I can help, she starts, her voice a nervous flutter. Just tell me about the people who come and go. Did Anna have any close contacts here? Anyone who might know where she really is during the day? I press, trying to keep my tone gentle. Liz bites her lip, thinking. There's one person, Mia. She used to mention Anna now and then, seemed to know her more personally. But she's tricky, very private, keeps to herself mostly. Can you introduce me? I ask, hopeful. Liz hesitates, then nods. I can try. She's in today. We can go now if you want. Minutes later, we are walking back to the studio. Liz leads me through a maze of hallways to a dark room where a woman with sharp features and piercing blue eyes is working. Mia, Liz calls out softly. Mia looks up, her gaze flicking from Liz to me with a guarded expression. This is Jake, Anna's husband, Liz introduces, then quickly excuses herself. Mia watches her leave, then turns her attention fully to me. So, you're Anna's husband. What do you want? I just want to understand what's happening. Liz said you might know where Anna spends her days, I say, trying to read her reaction. Mia considers me for a long moment, then sighs. Not here, not now. Meet me after work, and I'll tell you what I know. As she returns to her work, I step outside, my heart a chaotic drum in my chest. Secrets upon secrets, but soon, would have the answers I needed. And with those answers, a plan to bring everything to light. The air grows cooler as evening descends, casting long shadows across the bustling city streets. I find myself back outside the dimly lit cafe where I'm supposed to meet Mia. The weight of the day's discoveries presses heavily on me, but the promise of new information keeps my nerves on edge. Mia arrives, her steps quick and purposeful. She scans the area before slipping into the seat across from me. Her eyes, sharp and calculating, meet mine with an intensity that suggests she's not one to be easily swayed or intimidated. All right, Jake. I'm here as promised, Mia starts, her voice low. I know about Anna's double life, more than anyone at the studio suspects. I lean forward, my interest piqued. How did you find out? What does she do? Mia takes a deep breath, her hands clasped tightly on the table. Anna was involved with a client of ours, a wealthy businessman. It started as a professional connection, but then, it went further. She's part of a private club, an exclusive one. That's where she spends her days. My heart thumps loudly in my chest. And nights? Yes, some nights, Mia confirms, her gaze steady. She asked me once to cover for her. I thought it was just a one-time thing, but then it started happening more frequently. Does anyone else know about this club? I ask, eager for every scrap of information. Mia nods slowly. A few. It's not just a place for sessions. It's more involved. High stakes, big money. The pieces of the puzzle begin to form a clearer picture, yet the complete image remains elusive. I need to see this place, Mia. I need to understand what she's caught up in. Mia hesitates, clearly torn. After a tense moment, she relents. I can get you in, but it's risky. If you're caught, I can't help you. I'll take the risk, I assert, my resolve hardening. We agree to meet the following night. Mia would provide a way in under the guise of being her guest. The plan feels reckless, but desperation fuels my courage. The next night, I follow Mia through the veiled streets of the city's less savory parts, away from the gleaming lights and into shadows. We stop in front of an unassuming door, guarded by a man with a scrutinizing look and a build that suggested he wasn't just for show. Mia speaks to him, her voice too low for me to catch the words. After a tense inspection, he nods, stepping aside to let us through. Inside, the atmosphere shifts dramatically. Dim lights cast long shadows, and the sound of muffled conversations fills the air. The decor is lavish, each room themed differently, creating a labyrinth of luxury in secrecy. Mia guides me discreetly, pointing out key individuals and explaining the complex web of relationships and power plays at work. Everyone here has something to lose, or gain, she whispers. As we move through a particularly opulent hallway, I catch sight of Anna. She's laughing, a sound that once warmed my heart now turns it cold. She's with a man, his arm possessively around her waist. Anger and hurt surge within me, but I force it down. I need to stay focused. Mia notices my stiff posture and tugs at my arm, pulling me into a shadowed alcove. You can't let her see you. Not yet. You're not just risking yourself, but me as well. Regaining my composure, I nod. Thank you, Mia. I just wasn't prepared. She gives me a sympathetic look. Nobody ever is. As we leave the club later that night, the chill in the air matches the chill in my bones. The reality of Anna's betrayal is clearer than ever, and with it, the path I must take. Revenge, however dark, seems the only way to reclaim some semblance of control. Mia promises to keep in touch, and as we part ways, the night feels heavier than before. Tomorrow, I decide, the real plan begins. The city is shrouded in a dense fog as I walk the streets, each step heavy with the burden of impending confrontation. Tonight, everything ends, one way or another. The plan I've meticulously crafted feels both empowering and daunting as I approach the once familiar apartment I share with Anna. I pause at the door, taking a deep breath to steady my nerves. Inside, Anna is likely waiting, unsuspecting of the storm about to break. I turn the key and step into the dimly lit hallway, my heart pounding in my ears. Anna is in the living room, curled up with a book. She looks up, surprised. Jake. You're home early. Is everything all right? Her voice, soft and concerned, almost breaks my resolve. But the images of betrayal are too vivid, too fresh. We need to talk, Anna, I say, my voice steady despite the turmoil inside. Anna sets her book down, her brow furrowed with worry. What's wrong, Jake? I confront her directly, the words pouring out. I know about the club, Anna. I know about everything. The color drains from her face. For a moment, she says nothing, then she sighs, a long, defeated breath. I was going to tell you, Jake. I didn't know how. Her confession hangs in the air, heavy and suffocating. Why, Anna? Why all the secrets? Why the lies? The questions claw at me, desperate for answers. Anna stands, approaching slowly. It started as a job, just photography for the club's events. But things, they got complicated. The money was good, too good to turn down in the beginning. And then, I was in too deep. It wasn't just about the money anymore. Her words sting, each one a betrayal of the life we had built together. And the affairs? I ask, the hurt evident in my voice. They weren't real, not to me. It was all part of the facade, a role I played. None of it meant anything. She reaches out to me, but I step back, unable to bridge the distance her deceit has created. I needed to know the truth, Anna. I followed you, I saw you with him, I admit, the image burning behind my eyes. Anna's expression crumbles, regret written across her face. I'm sorry, Jake. I never wanted to hurt you. I thought I could keep my two worlds separate, but I was wrong. I'm so sorry. The room is thick with tension, with words that linger unsaid. Then, the unexpected happens. Anna reaches into her pocket and pulls out a small envelope. I plan to give this to you tonight. I've decided to leave the club, leave that life behind. This is my resignation letter. She hands it to me, her hand trembling. I take the envelope, the weight of it surprisingly heavy. Why now? I ask, confused and wary of the sudden change. Because I love you, Jake. And I'm pregnant. I want our child to have a life free of secrets and shadows. I want us to start over, if you can forgive me. The revelation hits me like a wave, knocking the breath from me. Anna's eyes are hopeful, yet scared of my response. I look at her, really look at her, seeing the woman I fell in love with, the woman who is carrying our child. The anger and plans for revenge that had consumed me begin to ebb, replaced by a cautious hope. Let's start over, Anna. But no more secrets. We do this together, I say, the decision feeling right despite the chaos. Anna nods, tears of relief in her eyes. No more secrets, she agrees. We spend the evening talking, planning for a future that is uncertain but ours to shape. As we sit together, the weight of the past begins to lift, making room for a new beginning. Tonight, the intrigue ends, not with revenge, but with a choice to rebuild, to forgive, and to grow.